Stephanie Rawlings-Blake, the former mayor of Baltimore and former secretary of the Democratic National Committee. Thank you for joining us on a Friday night. Do appreciate it. At the Democratic National Convention in 2016, Kamala Harris didn't even have a speaking role. So I'm wondering what you think her rise in the Democratic Party is all about.
It's funny. I remember passing Vice President Kamala Harris in the hallway in the Comcast Center, I believe it was in Philadelphia, where the event was being held. And I talked to her because, we had known each other for a few years, and asked her how she was doing. And I remember her saying that she was not going to be on the agenda for the convention. And we sort of looked at each other with that knowing look, because I knew that she is someone that the Democratic Party should be holding up as this next generation leader. And the fact that she is where she is today really renews my faith in the party and our country. I love to see it, and I am very proud of her and happy for her ascension.
I'm sure you watched this today. RFK Jr. endorsing Donald Trump. He also blamed the DNC for pushing him out of the race, saying the DNC, quote, waged a war on him. Take a listen to what he said.
The DNC waged continual legal warfare against both President Trump and myself. Each time that our volunteers turned in those towering boxes of signatures needed to get on the ballot, the DNC dragged us into court, state after state, attempting to erase their work and to subvert the will of the voters.
He made quite a few allegations today. I'm wondering what your response to that specific allegation is.
My response is twofold. Considering he is now endorsing someone who whines on a daily basis, the fact that RFK Jr. is whining about being in a race and the Democratic Party being tough on him, put on your big boy pants. You're in an election for the president of the most powerful country in the world. This is gloves off. This is a game for or an endeavor for tough people, who can take the gloves off and do what needs to be done. If he were president, is he going to complain because one of our adversaries was tough on him? It's silly, and it's shameful to the legacy of his family. But it doesn't surprise me that he winds up endorsing someone who whines for sport.
What do you think the impact is going to be? I mean, the crystal ball question here, but him suspending his campaign in swing states specifically, what do you think the impact will be?
I do not think we should brush this under the rug as something that is not going to matter. We know that this election will be decided by a very few number of voters in a very few number of districts. And if he can get these ultra fringe voters who are Kennedy files that love the family and think that he's the next generation of what it means to lead in this country, if he can get them off the couch or out of their basements and to the polls, that might make a difference. So I think it is a mistake to think that this is not a potential threat to Vice President Harris's efforts.
Stephanie Rawlings-Blake, former mayor of Baltimore. Madam Mayor, thanks so much for taking the time tonight. I do appreciate it.
My pleasure.